Yo, we're back. How's everyone doing out there today? Bedroom producer, live stream. What is this? Episode 12? Bit of a late start today. By bet, I mean a very late start today, actually. Normally we try to start these at around 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. SLP, how you doing? Normally try to start these at around 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what happened was, I had originally booked a studio session for 5 o'clock p.m. and the artist who I had the session with asked if we could move it to the morning, as in like about an hour or two before before we switched it to this morning. He asked if we could switch it to the morning instead. And I almost said no because with this the personality trait that I have, I like kind of like sticking to a bit of a schedule rather than changing things at the last minute, being spontaneous. So I almost said no, but that would have been extremely irresponsible. Because I mean I like doing the live streams and stuff like that, of course. But I actually get paid for doing studio sessions, so didn't really make too much sense to cancel a studio session or cancel it, or possibly have to cancel it. I don't know if you just couldn't make it at 5 or if you just wanted to make it earlier. Whatever, it didn't feel like it was worth it to risk the session for the live stream, if that makes sense, even though I do enjoy doing it. But yeah, because that would have been very, very financially irresponsible. Cool thing about that too is that even though it was a bit of a last minute change, not only did I get compensated for the studio time, he also needed some beats. Because normally for studio sessions, for my session specifically, normally the artists I work with, they already come in with some pre-made beats, either stuff that either another producer sent them or just ripping something off of YouTube. But he came in, he had an idea for like the feel of the tracks that he wanted to rap over, but he just didn't have the beats for them. So he's asked if I had any beats similar to the ones that he was showing me. I was like, yeah, I got a couple. First one that pulled up, he fell in love with it immediately. And then he ended up picking up 2 more beats, so a total of 3 beats. So not only did I get compensated for the session, but he also bought 3 beats, which is fire. Did not expect that to happen, not gonna lie. Because he is an artist who normally would come in with other people's beats already just ready to go. So that was dope. So even though I started the stream a bit late, this is a perfect example of why sometimes being flexible with your time, especially being able to work with your clients or customers, and being somewhat flexible around their time. That's why stuff like this is important, because if I said, no, let's stick to what we said, 5 o'clock, it's possible that maybe he couldn't have shown up, and then I would have missed out on the studio, getting paid for the session, and then as well as getting paid for the beats. So of course there's still work that needs to be done in terms of mixing the songs. Not a whole lot of work, just because the beats are already mixed for the most part. Even though they're older beats, I don't think they sound bad mix wise, if that makes sense. So I just have to, and he only recorded like 1 vocal track, like no ad libs, no doubles or anything like that. So it shouldn't take too long to mix them. But the cool thing is, outside of mixing work, like that could take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 max if you're including time to make revisions and stuff like that. But basically, this afternoon, I got paid what would have been about a full day's salary worth at the previous jobs that I worked at. I got paid that within like an hour, which is amazing. Which I'm not saying that all to brag. I'm just saying that that's the beauty of being able to do stuff like this, doing what you love. And yeah, got to do all that from the comfort of my own home, and that's a huge blessing. We're gonna get started here pretty soon. I'm just still setting up. Well, actually, I had to send while I was getting the stream set up. Well, not a little while before I started getting the stream set up. Another artist I worked with just asked me to send him a file really quick, so I had to knock that out really quick. SLP said, yes, of course, that makes all the sense in the world. Getting paid for your work, that's how it's supposed to be, because this is a type of motivation. Absolutely. I don't make music specifically to get paid, but of course, I am running a business. I do invest money into learning how to produce, learning how to engineer, getting different pieces of equipment, different pieces of software in order to make the music sound as good as possible. So of course, it is very important to, at least to me anyways, it is very important for me to be compensated for my work. I don't make every single decision just based off of money. Angela said, yes, I've been watching your stuff since 2014. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, you've definitely seen and heard a lot. I hope you like my music. I hope you like the music I'm putting out now a lot more than the older stuff, because the older stuff was horrible. But yeah. So money's not like the number one motivation for why I make music, of course. But like I said, this is a business. I do need to make sure that what I'm doing at the end of the day is profitable. And if you have similar goals where you love making music, you want to do this all day, maybe you want to either turn this to a full-time job, or if you want it to even just simply be like an additional source of income, you will have to make choices here and there that involve making sure that you're fairly compensated. I understand the 100, so keep doing what you're doing, my brother. Absolutely. But yeah, that's dope. So that's basically why we started the session a bit late. I do have another session in the evening, so and I want to make sure that we did record 3 tracks, so I do want to make sure I give them to him today, actually, because he said he wants to drop one of them tomorrow. So I am gonna have to make sure that I'm able to deliver that to him on time, as well as just be ready in time for my next session for today. Normally I do try not to book sessions on Thursdays, actually, because I have a lot of stuff that goes on Thursdays. I have the live stream that I want to stay consistent with. Then also there's an open mic night at a local coffee shop over here in the Northern Virginia area called Girani Coffee House. They just started doing open mic nights again. And honestly, I just completely forgot when I booked the session. So I tried moving it up a bit sooner, but we just couldn't do it, and I didn't want to cancel because I don't want to mess up someone else's schedule based off of my own mistake. So yeah, I got another session in the evening. So with this stream right here, it's gonna be relatively in and out. So the goal right here is, honestly, right now, depending on just how many people are watching as well. Goal right now is you should do a live stream recording session. I actually really do want to sometime. I do want to sometime. As a matter of fact, one of the artists I work with, her name is Brittany Lee. We talked about it before, and she said that she would definitely be down. The only thing would just be figuring out. It would really just depend on if it would slow down like the progress during the session or not, or if doing the screen recording as well as running my software Logic Pro 10 just to see if they clash too much together. But that definitely is something I want to do at some point, doing like start live streaming some of my studio sessions. So goal right now for today is to walk out of here with a beat that I like, that is for the most part complete, other than mixing, fully composed and fully arranged. So I just need another second just to send over this file really quick. Shout out to my friend Nonpareil. He needs me to send him a backing track for one of his songs. I'm just send this over really quick. and we'll get started. In the meantime, let me know how. First of all, let me know how you're feeling. If you're new to the live stream, I should have introduced myself at the start of this. But if you're new, this is your first time seeing me, or if you haven't seen me in a while, my name is El Marquis. I'm a musician, rapper, record producer, unashamed Christ follower. I write, produce, mix, and master my own music, as well as music for other artists, other producers as well. Actually, I mix tracks for other producers as well. Mix podcasts, produce for a lot of artists. And yeah, over here on the Bedroom Producer live stream series, the purpose of this series is to educate, and well, not only with this live stream, but also all the content that I post in general. The purpose of this is to educate, inspire, and empower primarily the music producer community, but also the independent artist community and just people in general. But specifically, I make content for producers and artists, and independent artists to be exact, actually. And yeah, this live stream is an extension of that. Over here on this live stream, I cook up beats from start to finish. You get to watch me as you get to watch my progress and watch an idea an idea turn into a full-on beat. And yeah, and then of course, feel free to ask any questions while I'm making the beat. If you have any suggestions, feel free to make them as well. May take some of them, may not. Just depends on if it matches with the vibe of the beat and just my vibe for the day. Feel free to ask questions. And occasionally I do also do beat critiques. Can't really today because we are short on time. But I'm also open to doing beat critiques as well if you have questions about or if you need feedback on anything that you're working on. And yeah, just want to connect with everyone out here. Say what's up to people who are already supporting. Connect with new people who may not already be supporting. And yeah, let me just type up this email really quick, and then we'll get to work. Just one moment. By the way, all this music that you're hearing right now, this is all my music that that's on my Spotify page. Just one moment. Actually, while I'm talking about that, let me drop the Spotify link in the description really quick, just in case you want to check out this music later. Where's the chat? Chat's right here. Just in case, I just dropped. If you like the music that we're playing over here in the background of this live stream, all of that is music that I made. Is on my Spotify page, El Marquis Productions. If you want to check this out, check out any of this music later, you can click that link that I just dropped in the chat. Or just one moment so I can type out this email, and then we'll get to work. Some people can type and talk at the same time. I'm not one of those people. Okay. Cool, let me send him a text real quick because I didn't text him back. Alright, cool. Alright. That track's sent off. And we are good to go for right now. Cool. So, close out my browser. Gonna close out Spotify. Let's get to where I had a lot of windows open. Let me close all these windows out. Okay, cool. So, let's get started. We're gonna find. Oh, that's his track. Never mind. We're not getting started quite yet. I gotta make a new. Yeah, close that session out. Cool. So now, first things first, we're going to find a loop. I'm going to pick whichever loop inspires me first, and then we'll see what we can make in hopefully a little under an hour, actually. Let's see. I'm just gonna go through a few different packs and see what we can find. So that is the great thing about making a beat from scratch on a live stream, because everyone who is watching are witnessing the creation of a beat that it may be the next on the radio. We never know. Yeah, that's something I want to get into at some point. Not I'm not gonna get into it in this stream, but I have had some, not some. I have had multiple songs actually that were recorded in my studio that were played on the radio, whether it was my own song or songs that I've done for other people. I have a handful of songs that have reached several thousands, a couple that reached over 1 million plays and stuff like that. And that just shows you that's not at all to brag at all. That's just to say that just shows the power of being able to that shows the power of what you're able to do inside of a home studio like this. Um like songs that I've had that were played on the radio and stuff like that, they were recorded off of a $200 microphone through a $200 interface, which is like, it's quality equipment, of course, but it's not like these $1 billion studios that you see in movies and all of that. And I'm proud of that. And what kind of beat are we doing today? I'm not sure quite yet. I'm going to go through um, a few different packs, and just whatever catches my attention first, that's what we're going to make. Wow, that's great to know. It's possible to do so much from one's home studio. Exactly. All from $200 mic, $200 interface. I think it's between like $100 or $200. I don't remember how much it cost at the time. And then blankets on the walls to get rid of a lot of that reverb and echo, and then just talented people with great ideas. That's where that came from. So let's go through this. The talented people with great ideas, absolutely. I'm thinking about that one. I'm gonna play a couple more. I'm leaning towards that one I just played. These are all really good. I think I'm gonna roll with this one. The $1 million studios is almost a thing of the past because technology made music creating accessible to everyone, which it can be a great or bad thing at the same time. Yeah. That's actually the beautiful thing about the time that we're living in right now, because I definitely do view it as both a good thing and a bad thing. Mostly good though. The bad is not like that big of a deal. The great stuff is that we can do stuff like this. I can literally just cook up a beat right here in the comfort of my own studio, comfort of my own home, to be exact, actually. And I can, a lot of the equipment that was not accessible 30 years ago, a lot of it is now, and is a lot more affordable, and is, if not the same, if not the exact same quality, in some cases maybe just like a little bit less or even more, depending on what type of equipment that you're getting. It's a beautiful time to be alive, and a beautiful time to be making music. Just messing with the tempo a little bit. Quality nowadays mostly depends on the producers, not that much the equipment. Exactly that. That's what I'm saying too. With some people, see, some people look at certain limitations and then restrict themselves from creating what they want, or just learning how to make the best out of their equipment. Like those songs that I said got millions of plays and were played on the radio and were recorded on relatively inexpensive equipment. Some people will look at that as a limitation. The way that I and the artists that I worked with look at it, we just made the best with what we had, and we just made good, honest, transparent, authentic music. And I learned how to use my equipment the absolute best way I could, and we made really good quality records. So I'm very proud of. That's why I'm always repping Bevan Producer. So this is gonna be a fun beat to work on right now. A lot of the loops that I started using are a bit longer and have a bit of an arrangement to it. This one only has one instrument, so I think it's like 1 or 2 instruments in it. So now this is gonna challenge me to add a lot more stuff than what I have been recently, so that's good. Get the key of this really quick. E flat minor. Put that in really quick. That does help me create, knowing what key we're in. Matter of fact, we're gonna do this. I have the beat, oh not the beat. I have the loop play that octave. I'll have some sections where it'll be down an octave. So what's plus? That would be -8. Yep. Okay, gotta tighten up a couple of those notes. No quantize over here. We're just gonna nudge some of them over a little bit. What we can do, turn that grid off. You don't want everything to be perfect. I'm probably gonna do something different when it does drop down in that octave. I'm just having that right there right now, just so I can just keep hearing different parts of the beat, if that makes sense. No, never mind. Nope, I don't want that. Just kidding. I don't want that one right there. I'm just gonna put down a whole bunch of different things, and we're gonna stick with whichever ones sound the best and fit the best. Messing with the sound a little bit. I like it. I just want to turn the echo down a little bit. If I can turn the... I turn the reverbs off of like the different instruments that I use so I can add my own reverbs in there later. Because a lot of mine sound a little better. I'm thinking maybe let's try some strings. Let me know how everything's sounding too. Let me know if the audio from the beats coming in clearly, and let me know if you can hear my voice over it loud enough as well. So on Twitch, we can hear your voice just fine over the beat. Perfect. Can you hear me talking now? Mic should be working now. So yes, perfect. Not sure why the drops out like that sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna come back to putting down melodic instruments in a moment. I'm gonna put some drums down. Kind of like this one, Optics. I'm between bank snare one and Optic right now. Let's try this one. Also, really quick, if you're watching this on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it if you haven't already. Drop a like on the video. If you haven't already, or if you're not already, I would also appreciate it if you subscribe and turn on notifications, so that way you can keep up to date with everything that we're doing over here. Whoa, that's not right. Try that again. Oh, clearing that out would probably help. Okay, let's try that. Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh. I'm messing up today. Okay, let's try that one more time. My bad. All right, after this, if I mess up, I'll just pencil in whatever I miss. Why is this thing not? This is a latency magnet today. Hold up, just one moment. Was pretty close. Let's go through and tighten that up. So you already know I did press the like button from the beginning because you're a dope producer for sure, bro. Thank you, SLP. If everyone knows, if you haven't already, follow SLP's footsteps and hit that like button. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna track that hi-hat one more time, because I didn't realize I had fixed velocity on. Let me Okay, I see why. You know what? Because I didn't. I gotta change some of the note values on the controller because I forgot this is like a slower tempo than what I normally record at. So my fastest note repeat needed to be adjusted. Okay, cool. I think we're gonna get it this time. That was pretty close. It can still be a bit more clean and on point. Let's go do edit that now. And of course, you know I gotta put in those little the pitched rolls here and there. Putting those up. Wrong notes. Those, yeah, those three I want to put down. It's tedious, but I love doing this. I'd probably say that like every single. Drag those down. I like doing that little crescendo effect. And have it like start out pitched high and then go low. I like that. trying to figure out if I hear more percussion or if I just want to keep it on the lighter side today. And do me a really quick favor. I need to do a quick mic test. Okay, you can hear me now. Let me switch something really quick and let me know if you can still hear me. Shout out to Anabar on Periscope. I don't have a whole lot of people from Periscope watching, but that's fire. Okay, let's hear what that sounds like. Messing around trying to find the right pattern. There's definitely going to be some editing with that 808 going on. Not 100% happy with that pattern quite yet. Also might try to find an 808 that rings out a little longer too. You know, I like how this one sounds. This one needs to like ring a little bit more. Okay, so there probably should be another hit somewhere in between that little break. We're gonna experiment a little bit. Okay, I'm like iffy on that right now. I think I might like that. I'm gonna listen to it a few more times, and then from there, let's see what else we can add. Definitely needs a hand. Yeah, it definitely needs some more melodies going on too. Let's try this. I think I'm starting to like that. Okay, I think, okay, one other thing that this part probably needs is swinging some of those 808 notes. Right now it's perfectly on grid, and I think it sounds a little off right now. Or like it feels like it's clashing a little bit with the main melody, just because it's like this is like one of the only things that's like perfectly on grid. Like that note could probably be slid over a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. And you know what, for now, I think I might leave it how it was. I'm probably going to come back to that at some point. Okay, let's play around with these for a little bit. Like really simple. Let me just solo that with the melodies really quick. Found it. I found it. Let's go. Beat is simple but with a lot of potential. Yeah, I don't always make things that are super complicated. Depends on the artist and the context of the song. Something like this doesn't need to be super crazy. Oddly enough, this actually is a bit more complex than other beats that I work on, just because the loop that I chose today, not a lot going on in the loop, which is fire because that gives more room to put other instruments on top of it. Unlike a lot of the other samples I've been using a lot in this past month, really. Well, past couple of months actually. So it still needs like a couple more melodies to support it. I don't know what instrument exactly that I want to try adding, but I do want to add in a few more. It does need a couple gosh, it does need a couple more melodies to really make it sound full, and not all of it's going to be playing at the exact same time either. That noise sounds really weird, and I almost try to. I kind of want to make that work, but I'm probably not. Wait. No, okay, no, that's weird. Not doing that. Okay. Kind of want to do that, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to keep messing with that, so bear with me. Okay, we're going to try it. You know what? Because if I keep playing it, let's put it down. I always can take it out later if I decide not to like it anymore. And of course, that's definitely going to be tucked more in the background. I just need it louder right now just so I can hear what I'm doing. It's getting there, so close. Definitely let me know what you're thinking about the beat so far. I think it may need 1 or 2 more melodies, and then it may be time to arrange. I just want to go try out a few more things. I personally think it's like almost there right now. I do want to try adding a few other instruments or layers or something like that here and there, just to fill up a little bit more space. But definitely let me know what you're thinking about it. If you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And let's continue cooking up. SLP said he's feeling it. Thank you, man. I wasn't sure about it at first, but the more I'm hearing it, the more I'm actually starting to like it. I don't know if I'm hearing anything more. Maybe it might be done. I don't know. I feel like it needs something more, but at the same time, not 100% sure. I'm gonna keep playing with this for like another moment or so. If I can't think of anything else, then we're just going to arrange. Yeah, okay, I know what, I'm not feeling that melody. You know what? I think this might be a done deal. I'm going to listen to or pay attention to the drums for another moment. And then we're gonna start arranging. Okay, actually, I'm gonna add a couple more percussion sounds. Part of me feels like it might need another melody, Let's see how many we got going on so far. We got the main loop, of course, and some of those are chords and some of those are melodies. For right now, I think I'm gonna find maybe a handful more of percussion sounds, and then we're gonna start arranging. Cause yeah, if I what I for my process, if ever I'm feeling stumped like this where I don't know what to add, normally that means to me anyways. Normally that's interpreted as there's not anything more that needs to be added, or just move on from there, and then maybe come back to it and see if you want to add anything else later. That's just my personal workflow. Um, Not sure if anyone else does anything similar, but yeah. Let's find a couple more percussion sounds, just throw here and there, and then we're going to arrange and call it a beat. Said I feel like it's asking more to give it a hook. Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was trying to look for. Something to make the hook feel a bit bigger. Yeah, I just heard that one little ding from the percussion, and I think the drums are good. Okay, I'm gonna start arranging it now. Maybe I'll probably come back to this at another point, um, and then figure out what to do to make that chorus feel bigger. Um, but let's start arranging it. label a few things, just so I can see what I'm doing, and then we're gonna start arranging. Because we're not gonna have everything playing all at the same time right now. Like right now, everything's playing at the same time. So maybe while I'm arranging it, maybe I'll figure out a way to take something out during the verses, maybe to maybe then make the chorus feel bigger, or maybe I just need to add something later on. Not sure quite yet, but we're gonna figure this out. Okay, so what I do is I repeat everything a bunch of times, and then take things out here and there as the beat progresses. So let's do this really quick. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna color that a different color, or that region a different color, so that way I know that one's the lower octave. So maybe let's try this. Okay, so it's gonna come in just the original loop, I'm thinking for right now, and then it'll drop to the hook. I have one of those keys come in on the second half. Ooh. There we go. Maybe I might take that out for part of the verse, the hook. Cause I like having relatively short intros, or at least starting off that way when I'm just making beats like this, which is most likely going to be put on my website. Or I mean, well, really, even if I was just sending this off to someone, I like having short intros, so that way it just drops and gets the artist's attention. That's a strategy I picked up from, maybe from Producer Grind, maybe like from a Producer Grind interview. If you're not familiar with that YouTube channel slash podcast, definitely go check out the Producer Grind podcast. Gives a lot of gems for producers, whether you want to make it in the industry or whether you want to sell beats online. And that's just to have relatively short intros and then have it drop really quick, so that way the artist just isn't bored and they just feel that energy almost immediately. So I think, okay, so the chorus is gonna play twice. I'm gonna hold that I guess this is a plug. I'll have that playing twice. Said, oh, Jay Wood said, bro, can you tell me what clothes can I wrap in my acoustic panels? I personally, I don't use panels, so I'm not sure what specifically you could wrap around those. Oh, you mean like what? Oh, cloths. My bad. I don't use acoustic panels. Actually, I use acoustic blankets, so I'm not sure exactly what cloths you would actually use, on the panels. I do know a good reference would be gikacoustics.com. In fact, let me drop that in the comment section really quick, or the chat, whatever. Just drop the website. I'm pretty sure it's gikacoustics.com. But here, I can't type and talk at the same time. My bad. It's either that or either GIK acoustic or GIK acoustics. I'll drop both really quick. Just if you Google GIK, then their website will pop up. And basically, what's cool about that website is that they walk you, they'll give you a free analysis of your room, and they can walk you through exactly what you need in terms of acoustic treatment for your room. I'm sure that their customer support team will actually be able to give you a better answer than what I can in terms of what to wrap or what type of cloth to wrap around your panels. Sorry, I couldn't give a better answer than that. That's not my that specific thing isn't my area of expertise, but I do think it's cool that you are looking to get some acoustic treatment done. That is something that I think a lot of producers and engineers and artists, all in general, do overlook. The importance of room acoustics. So I think I have those strings play when the melody drops down, or when the loop drops down an octave. You know what? Okay, I'm changing my mind. So instead of having that one come in right there, I think I want the higher piano. And maybe swap them out like this. Oh. Okay, I meant to repeat all of those a bunch of times and then just take things out. Okay, so those are not gonna play. It's gonna start out with no 808 and then I'll put it back in, or no drums at all, rather, and then I'll put them back in. Why'd I put... That's a snare, that's not a clap. I've been using claps in most of the beats that I make for a while, so this is like one of the very few beats that I made in the past couple months that have a snare for like the main drum instead of a clap. Cut out those cut more of those hi-hats. Said, but it all depends on how big the room is. The room, because if the room is small, it's really pointless to do some acoustic treatment. I disagree. I think regardless of the size of your room, you need some type of acoustic treatment. Some may need more than others. Because even in like this room that I'm in right now, it is a relatively smaller room, and the acoustics aren't. I mean, they're not horrible. As you can see, I got the Chaotica eyeball, so whenever I'm tracking vocals, that does get rid of a lot of that room noise. Not all of it though. It was just the eyeball alone, for example. After I put up the acoustic blankets that you see in the room, as well as you can't really see them in the camera, I don't think, but the bass traps in the corners of the room, it made a big difference. It actually did make a big difference in terms of not only how I'm hearing the music, but also when I'm recording vocals or even when I'm making videos now. Actually, audio significantly improved. So regardless of the size of the room, whether it's a smaller room or a bigger room, I definitely do think that you need some form of acoustic. Well, okay, let me back that up. If you just make beats, if you only make beats, um, you might not need the best acoustic treatment in the world. But if you track vocals, if you record live instruments, if you make videos where you're talking, that's when I would recommend getting acoustic treatment done. If you literally only make beats and you don't track any live instruments, then yeah, then yes, I do agree that maybe you would be better off with some higher end headphones. Okay, so right there, I will probably add another melody. So what's the good microphone for home studio? One I'm depending on your budget, the one I absolutely recommend is the one that I'm using right now, the Rode NT1. It can if you look up, matter of fact, let me drop that in the chat really quick. Rode NT1. Look up that and look up Rode NT1 kit. That's what I got. So cool thing about the Rode NT1 is that it's for 250 bucks you get the microphone as well as this shock mount that I'm using right here, as well as a pop filter. All of it comes included with the mic. Um, It sounds really good. It's a really warm and neutral sounding mic. It doesn't really boost any frequencies too heavily. So it records vocals and other instruments very accurately. For about the microphone, I mean, if it didn't come with the additional accessories, the mic would probably be worth about $200, but it definitely does compare. In my opinion, it compares with microphones that are a little bit higher in the in price range. But yeah, this is the mic that I've been using almost my entire career as a producer. I started off using a Shure SM57, and then that this was a big upgrade from that. And I have recorded. Yeah, I'm not sure if you tuned in earlier into the stream when I was talking about how some of the songs that I made all in a bedroom studio have either been placed on the not all of them, a lot of them have been placed on either radio or I've just gotten like a lot of streams on Spotify and YouTube. There's a song that I've recorded for my friend Butu, who we did. I recorded his vocals for like a what was it? I recorded his vocals for a song that was originally his, and then a producer who does stuff for like Trap Nation, hit him up and wanted to do a remix. That got that video I think has like 2 million or something plays on it, and that was all done with this microphone, a $200 interface with those blankets up on the walls. So if that doesn't speak wonders about this mic, as well as just knowing how to mix your vocals really well, then I don't know what else does. So yeah, long way to answer, but yes, I do recommend the Rode NT1. Is about $250 new. You could probably find it on eBay or somewhere else. I'm not sure if it will be with the kit, but you can probably find it used for even less. He said acoustic treatment is important for mixing and mastering, so in small rooms, it's not the right place for that. I'm still sticking to my opinion where even if you are working in a small room, even if it's not ideal, it's still definitely a lot better than nothing. Like I mean, headphones definitely do help. I reference mixes on headphones a lot. I don't like doing unless it's like just like a beat. I mean, just vocals and like an MP3 beat. Um, I typically don't like doing full mixes in headphones, and the acoustic treatment still it does. I'm telling you from years of experience, it definitely does help a lot, especially if you are also tracking vocals or any other instruments. Um, that's just my opinion. That's just based off of not only personal experience, but also personal experience with recording not only my own vocals, but dozens of other local artists, working with tracks that were recorded in other people's studios that don't have as ideal acoustic treatment, and then just my own research on YouTube from other very well experienced engineers. Having some form of acoustic treatment, specifically for if specifically if you're mixing, mastering, and or tracking vocals or live instruments, it does definitely help. Now, do you need to go all out and make it perfect? Not necessarily. Because I mean, even in this room, it's definitely not perfectly acoustically treated, but it does help me with the acoustic treatment that I do have, especially since I have Chaotica Eyeball. That definitely it definitely gets really good dry recordings when I'm recording vocals. And then also I do hear things relatively accurately as well. My mixes do translate pretty well in terms of when I mean translate. When I'm mixing something in the studio and if I play it in my car, it definitely doesn't sound like completely different than what I thought it was supposed to sound like, if that makes sense. Okay, that's we're getting there. So that's the first verse is pretty much done. Choruses, just gonna copy and paste this one. Okay, let's hear what we have so far. Okay, cool. I'm liking where this is going so far. I think I'm gonna swap that snare in the last part of that verse with a um. I want to try either like a clap or a snap. So Jay Woods, when you said you have a question about your beat sounding good in the monitors, but in the phone the volume reduces, that's most likely because you didn't master your beat. So I just dropped a video in the chat on how to quickly make your beats louder. It's a really quick video on not full mastering. Some people think all mastering is making your song, your beat louder. There actually is a lot more to in there's a lot more things that you need to do in terms of fully mastering your song or your beat. But I did make a tutorial video on how to quickly make your beats louder, whether you're just getting started and you're not ready to learn how to completely master a song or a beat quite yet, or if you're just sending a beat off to another artist, or you just want, if you want to listen to it in like the car or something like that, and then you want your beat to be louder. That's how you do it. I'm not sure if you also use Logic, but that is the tutorial specifically in Logic Pro 10. This does translate over to whatever other DAW you use. All you have to do is just use your stock limiter, and you'll get a very similar result. So let's go through and let's find a snap. I just want something that sounds relatively soft, so that's why I'm going to a couple of them right now. Yes, Jay Wood said, "Can you tell me the difference of crack version and paid version of Logic?" Yes, the crack version of Logic is illegal, and the paid version is legal. um, yeah, I paid for Logic. Well, yeah, I paid for Logic, so I've never used a cracked version of Logic, so I'm not sure if there's a specific difference. Um, I'll just say, I mean, I won't tell you what to do. I'll tell you from my personal opinion. I don't like cracking any pieces of software. One, because if you do, you run the risk of getting a virus on your computer. I learned that the hard way one time, actually, when I tried to crack auto-tune when I like very first got into music or making music, and I didn't know that you weren't supposed to just download stuff for free off the internet. The other thing too is that real people did make the software that we use. Real people who spent a lot of time, money, and research making the software and equipment that we use, and they have their own families and stuff that they need to feed as well. I know that we don't know them personally, so we probably don't care about them the same way that we would care about people that we know in real life, and I do understand that. But for me, I do believe in fairly compensating people for their work, so I never recommend, unless you like are just dead broke and this is literally the only way that you can make some source of income. I pretty much never recommend anyone bootlegging or cracking anything, whether it's Logic, Pro Tools, even something as like simple as like a drum kit, because real people did make these tools that we use, and I want to make sure that they are fairly compensated for their work. Um, so I'm not sure if there is a specific difference, but I would just recommend I personally would just recommend purchasing it from the App Store. Yeah, so I'm still looking for that snap. Just to respond to what SLP said. Yeah, um so since I am a bit more experienced with mixing and mastering, I'm not. First of all, I'm not saying that I know everything and that I have the final answer to everything. Um, I can hold up. Ooh, that's the snap I'm looking for. Perfect. So even though since I am experienced in mixing and mastering, first of all, I'm not saying that I know everything and that what I say is gospel per se. However, just from personal experience, I definitely do say that it helps. Now, can you get a good mix without acoustic treatment? Absolutely. If you know, well, assuming okay, you can get a good mix if either you didn't record like your vocals or your live instruments if, in a place that doesn't have acoustic treatment. I mean, I was getting pretty decent mixes with just what I could do at the time before I got any acoustic treatment whatsoever. Um, and it really, in terms of just getting the mixes to sound right, it really just depends on your ear and how you use the tools that you currently have. So if you're not able to get any form of acoustic treatment, then don't worry about it. Just work with just work with what you've got. However, when it comes specifically to okay, like, and also if you're just my bad, sorry, I'm jumping around all over the place. But if you're just making beats too, and if you're completely inside of the box, acoustic treatment really doesn't matter that much. Um, but if you're doing anything that involves recording vocals, whether you're recording rappers or singers on a track, whether you're someone like me who makes video content, or if you're recording any live instruments like guitar, saxophone, drums, anything like that, that's when you absolutely need some form of acoustic treatment because can you record them? Or can you record them without acoustic treatment? Yes, but will it sound good? Depending on how bad or not how bad, but depending on the sound of your room, it may or may not sound good. And that is definitely speaking from personal experience. Like it was night and day difference when I put up some acoustic treatment when it came to recording vocals. Night and day difference. One sounded completely unprofessional and one sounded almost radio ready quality. So that snap needs a bit of reverb because it sounds a little dry right now. The interface I'm using is the Universal Audio Apollo Twin Quad. It's well, depending on your price range, it may be a relatively expensive interface, but it's definitely worth it. If you're someone who tracks vocals or live guitar, it's 100% worth it. I started off actually using a Scarlett interface. The one I would recommend that you get is the Scarlett 2i2. I started off with one that has more inputs on it, just because that was what was that's the one that was recommended to me at the time that I started making beats. If you're just making beats, definitely would recommend getting the Focusrite Scarlett. You can pick one of those up for. Oh, let me drop it in the chat for you actually. Um, You can pick those up for around, I think, 200 bucks, maybe 150. Don't remember off the top of my head. Um, but if you are doing something, or and later down the line, if you have a bigger budget and if you are recording vocals, I would recommend getting the Universal Audio Apollo Twin. It's a little too much to get into right now. I do need to start. I'm gonna start. If I don't chat as much, if I don't address the chat as much, just because I am running a little short on time and I need to start wrapping this up. I just want to finish up this idea. I do appreciate, definitely do appreciate all the questions. I love being able to answer questions like this. I can talk about music and music production all day, without a doubt. I do need to start wrapping this up a bit because I do have a couple other projects that I need to knock out for today. So I'll get, so I'll continue tweaking that a bit later. Because I don't always like mixing while I'm making the beat. Okay, so that's good. Um, Probably will keep the chorus the same for right now. And let's find some other ways to make the second verse interesting. So, just putting down my markers right now. I like dividing things up too by like the letter, like verse 2A, verse 2B, chorus A, chorus B, all that type of stuff. You don't need to do that. I do that just because it's easier for me to see things visually that way. Um, so I'll know that I want some type of change. I like having some form of change every 4 to 8 bars, so that way it keeps the listener interested and it keeps the artist who's using your beat interested. Let me just do that really quick. Probably just have that be a relatively short outro. Okay, so that's the chorus. Let's see what we want to do with this verse. Oh no, there's one more thing actually I wanted to add to verse 1B. I wanted to add like a reverse open hi-hat. So I'm gonna loop that really quick and find a hi-hat to do this with. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I got that hi-hat right there. I'm gonna put a bunch of reverb on it, bounce it in place, um, and put the reverb on it and then reverse it. So I can create a transition effect. One of my go-to reverbs is ROM from, I think it's pronounced ROM, by Native Instruments. I got this. Oh, they let it go for free at one point. I think it was for like a Christmas sale or something like that. Easily one of my favorite reverbs. So I just drenched that in reverb. I'm gonna bounce it in place. Reverse open hi-hat. Make sure bypass is off. And I just drenched it in reverb and just made the decay really long. So now I'm just going to reverse that, and that's going to lead into the second chorus. Just get that lined up correctly. Okay, that's a little off. Just get that adjusted correctly. Because I wanted to stop right before that chorus drops. Okay, my bad. And then I don't want it to swell that long either. Gonna cut some of that off. Fade it in. Cool. Okay, that's the verse 1B. Almost pretty much like a pre-chorus. So I'm gonna copy that over to where that would be in the second verse. Because normally I have those be the same. I might change them up a little bit. Oop. Okay. Yep. And let's see what we can do. Verse 2A. So 808 is not going to be there, probably. Oh, real quick. Actually, I don't know why it was just bugging me. Here, when Jay Woods, when you asked what interface I'm using, I use the Universal Audio Apollo. I just want to put that in the chat really quick. I recommend getting the Scarlett if you are on a smaller budget. Here, wait, let me just put that in the chat. I don't know why that was bugging me. My bad. But yeah, that's the one that I'm currently using, and that's what I recommend if you record vocals, and if you primarily or only make beats, then I would recommend getting the Scarlett. So yes, bro, definitely I'll be going for the Scarlett. Can I send you my beat? So I'm not. So right now I'm not gonna do beat. For today I'm not gonna do a beat critique just because I'm a little short on time. But you can send me your beat and I can give you some feedback offline. Might not be able to get to it immediately. But just I'll drop my email in the chat and then you can send me it and then I'll respond to you sometime today. So I'm just dropping the email in the chat. And yeah, there you go. And then you, if you want to, you can send me the beat, and then I'll respond to you at another point today. Okay, so this is gonna be a little different from the other from the original verse. I'm gonna have that high part come in a little sooner. Jay Woods, yeah, definitely will I'll definitely give you some feedback. Right now I can't on the stream just because I have some mixes I need to knock out for a few other artists that I need to that I'm working with, and I am running a little bit later than what I normally would for the stream. But yeah, if you just send it to my email, I'll definitely get back to you at some point today. Favorite producer? That's actually a really good question. I don't have, in terms of sound, I don't have one favorite producer, oddly enough. In terms of the closest person who I'd want to model my career after, probably someone like Curtis King. And I say Curtis King would be probably the closest to what in terms of his career, his career looks the closest to what I would want mine to look like, because he does he's tried out pretty much almost everything that you could do as a producer, whether it's working with mainstream artists, leasing beats online, being an instrumental artist, making creating content, doing sound design. But not even just specifically that, is more so one. When I stumbled on this channel, it came at a really important time in terms of when I was starting to take music more seriously, and when I reached a turning point where I knew I had to get my skills a lot better than what they were. Um, and then also, I just love the fact that he can do all this stuff and also still make tons of time to spend with his family. So even though even though I don't consider like one specific person to be my favorite producer, since I just take influence from various places, from various just different sources and just different genres of music, um, he will be the first to come to mind in terms of if I'm talking strictly you're talking like strictly career wise. So what about Nick Muir or Taz Taylor? Yeah, I like Nick Muir a lot, actually. As a matter of fact, Nick Muir's from Virginia, and so am I. I've never met him. But yeah, I love all the stuff that Nick did specifically with Juice World. And yeah, I like them a lot. I don't know if I consider them number one in terms of my favorite. But yeah, I'd like them a lot. I respect what they're doing at Internet Money. I really like Internet Money a lot, actually. Um, yeah, I got mad respect for them. So I think this beat is pretty much done for right now, other than maybe something else in the chorus to make it sound bigger. Okay, cool. I think this beat actually is at a decent stopping point for right now. Let me just work on the outro, and I might want to add in like another type of variation in that first half of verse 2B. But I am at a point right now where I do need to start wrapping up. So let's just drop everything here down an octave. Oh Gosh is amazing. Oh Gosh is definitely a producer you need to check out. His mixes are super nice. I like his instrumental music. Overall, really dope personality. He's gotten placement. I don't remember everyone he's gotten a placement with. But he has gotten placements with major. I think a few major artists as well as some higher up artists in like the underground scene. I know he got something with Cess Crew, who's on Strange Music, which is Tech Nine's record label. Cool. Okay, I think that's a good starting point. So what I'm going to do right now is play the beat from the top. If there's anything that I want to change last minute, I'll do that really quick. And then we're going to wrap up for today. Took me a little while. Took me a little longer to make finish this than I thought it would. Is I ended up answering a lot more questions than what I normally do, which is awesome. Actually, I love that. I love this engagement. Definitely keep tuning in, tapping in, ask questions. I love answering questions like this. I can talk about music production all day. But I do need to make sure that I get client work done today. So let's play this beat from the top, and we'll go on from there. Okay, I heard something I wanted to do over here to make this part a little bit more interesting. You said Chris Breezy's from Virginia too. Oh yeah. I don't rock with everything Chris Brown's doing. So if you see anything that's going on, if you saw anything that went on with him in the news recently, but yeah, he is from Virginia. Timberland, Pharrell Williams, Pusha T, Foo Fighters, who's a band outside of hip hop. Actually, wait. So I'm adding that little stutter right there. And now I'm gonna reverse this last part. Just bounce it in place just to make sure that I don't do this over the original loop. Oh wait, I did that incorrectly. Hold up, let me get the Do that one more time. So who's my favorite R&B artist? That's a great question. Um, favorite R&B artist. I don't know who I'd consider my favorite R&B artist of all time. Some artists or some R&B artists that do come to mind. Uh, Jill Scott. Probably her album. What's her name? Jill Scott's album. Who is Jill Scott? That's probably my favorite R&B album of all time. In terms of like modern artists, people like Black, Bryson Tiller. Um, I just listened to Her's album, which is phenomenal. Uh, Music Soul Child. I'm trying to blank on other artists I like, but like people like them. I don't know who like my number one favorite would be though. Okay, so I'm gonna make that reverse part swell a little bit. This is how you make relatively simple beats like this sound a lot more complex than what they actually are. Ooh, wait, I did that by accident, but you know what? Actually, that kind of goes. Wait, putting down the rim instead. I did that by completely by accident. Ah, never mind. I'm gonna keep that in the snare. Cool. That's lit. I like this beat. It's almost done. I'm gonna come back to this later and figure out if I want to add anything else to the chorus, because that's the one thing. Um, I mean, I guess this little thing right there, the not that one, it's that pluck. That kind of, I mean, that kind of makes it distinct, or that does make it distinct, because that one's not in any other part of the song or the beat rather. This little thing over here. Um, Other than that, this is like a good 80%, 90% of the way there. Maybe adding another melody or two here and there, and then of course mixing. And yeah, So that wraps up this episode of the Bedroom Producer live stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in, whether you're watching this live on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, or Facebook. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, would greatly appreciate it if you check out my website, which is lmarqueeproductions.com. I just dropped it in the chat, just for you to check it out. If you do like what I'm doing over here on the live stream, I would greatly appreciate it if you checked out my website and found some way to support the business that way, so that way we can continue growing and building. On my website, you'll be able to find my music, my beats, some sample kits, merchandise like the shirt that I'm wearing right now, the Bedroom Producer t-shirt. This is a shirt that I made and is for sale on my website, lmarqueeproductions.com, as well as hoodies, hats, tank tops, and eventually some more apparel as well. And then also on there, you can find my mixing, mastering, and consultation services. If you're a producer, if you're an artist who's just starting out and maybe you need some guidance onto where you would like to take your career, that's a good place to get in contact with me, and we can schedule a time for a consultation call through Zoom, Skype, Instagram, whichever platform works for you. So greatly appreciate it if you checked out the website. If you're not already, if you're on YouTube right now, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up on the video and then subscribe and turn on notifications, so that way you'll know the next time that I go live. And also when I'm dropping a full-length video, I give tutorials I make videos primarily for independent artists and producers, just to give advice, just to give some tutorials specifically on Logic Pro 10, as well as other production techniques. And if you're watching this on Twitch, we'll also greatly appreciate it if you followed me on there. And if you know any producers, or even people in general, if you know anyone who would enjoy this style of content, whether it's me making beats live start to finish, or if you know any other musicians or artists who just need some motivation and just need to be pointed in the right direction in terms of where to take their career, I would greatly appreciate it if you shared the channel with them. Just say, hey, I know this guy named L Marquee. He makes really dope beats. He's a really positive, uplifting guy. He makes dope music, and he really wants to be an impact on the world, and even specifically the online producer and independent artist community. You should go check him out. We greatly appreciate it if you just shared the channel and the website with other people. If you like what we're doing over here, and if you would like to support me as well as my business in any way possible. So greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to vibe out, hang out, ask questions, and be open for feedback. He said, I did recommend your channel to a few of my friends. Thank you so much, SLP. I really do appreciate that a lot, because that helps a lot more than what you think. Especially, even if you just leave a like on the video, that helps more people see the live stream and more people see the channel. And yeah, greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate everyone for tuning in. So do you ship your merchandise outside the USA? Absolutely, yes. Yes, I do ship outside of the USA. I don't remember off the top of my head how much shipping would cost outside of the USA, but yes, I do ship outside of the USA as well. Love you too, man. All right, man. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I gotta log out. I have some mixes I need to knock out for an artist that I worked with earlier today. I've got another studio session in the evening. I believe that we'll also be working on some production. I'm going to take a quick break and get something to drink, and then I'll get back to work to knocking out these mixes. So hope everyone's being safe. I hope you all make some dope music. I hope you all stay safe, spend time with your friends and your family. And yeah, just keep being positive, keep spreading positive energy, and just go out there and be great. Thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is L Marquee Productions. God bless.